Hello, everyone, and welcome in. Does it look like nighttime in the city? Because it is. Do you hear the crickets? Well, you also might hear the sirens in the distance. That's the fashion police coming for me. Do you see the bug fly across the camera? I'm so distracted today. And it's not just today, it's every day. If you asked what I wore today, it was that. It was that. It was my tiny little dazzler, my baby diamond ring, and my cuff bracelet I made in, I think, 2001, 2002. It's in every single one of my videos. If you've missed any of my videos, please go over and check them out. You're probably super excited to say, are we going to talk about your insect jewelry collection? This is only one-fifth of the total, and we're not going to talk about that, but we are going to talk about this incredible binder of vintage and antique, I should say antique and vintage, Halloween postcards and ephemera. Do not go anywhere. You will not believe the graphics on these amazing postcards. You're going to go absolutely crazy. We're talking witches, anthropomorphic food, black cats and pumpkins and gourds, and there's even a blimp card in here. Black cats galore. Wait until you see those incredible old Halloween postcards. Ephemera has been one of my favorite things to collect for a long time. And as you all know, I've been doing this for over 30 years. I've been a reseller and an avid collector. Listen to the crickets in the background. That is a strong indicator that the air is getting colder and that summer is over and we're welcoming fall. So check out these amazing, amazing insect brooches. We have everything from turn of the century enameled silver to beautiful Mexican silver by William Spratling, a wonderful Native American version, into a fantastic, wonderful plique azure example from 1900, 1910. Look at how that enamel is transparent. You can see right through it. I wish the daylight was out right now, but it's not. This is one of my favorites. It's in the center of the collection for a reason. That is very early Native American silver, all bezel set turquoise. Years ago, I bought this at the flea market for $18 or $25, now worth a staggering fortune. The last one I saw sell at auction sold for over $2,200 plus the buyer's premium. The plique azure enamel online, they're $800 to $1,200. This paste version is fantastic. We're not here to discuss these again today, but I just wanted to wet your whistle for all of my jewelry lovers. But I want to tell you, please stay tuned because I will be bringing these back for a close-up. Look at the butterfly wing under crystal in solid sterling silver with that very early pin mechanism. That one I spent very little on, maybe, I think that might have been $40 or $50. Now I wouldn't sell that for any less than like $375, $425. Look at the color of that butterfly wing under crystal cabochons. Wonderful construction. Another personal favorite is the cicada. That is from the late 1930s into the 1940s. And again, the Norwegian enamel have always been a favorite of mine. Just make sure that the enameling is in perfect condition. Once the enameling is damaged on these sterling silver pins, it is really tough to fix and the value comes way down. Again, another personal favorite is Blue Morpho butterfly underneath sheets of mica. This is a monumental survivor. Look at those sheets of mica. Let me put this down and let me show you so you understand. Those are sheets of stone mica with that wire work that holds this together, and then the butterfly wings are sandwiched in between. Yes, there's a ton of wear, but that is to be expected. This is a very rare survivor. I would say circa dating on this one, late 1920s. Can you imagine mica surviving all those years? And look at the wire work, that steel wire work that held that one together, and the fineness of those horsehair antennae that are still there years and years later. This was in a junk box at a like a rummage store, kind of one of those what do you call them? Just a resale shop, I guess you could say. But look at that. And it was, I think that was $2 back in the day. I've lost track. Of course, I have gold versions. That is gold and ruby, 18 karat gold. I've spent enough time on these. If you want to, oh, I can't. I'm almost done. Bohemian garnet. That's Victorian. I bought that in Columbus, Ohio. Look at that for beautiful Victorian garnets. Absolutely wonderful. I think now I'm done. No, I'm not. I lied. You know, when someone said you take too long in your videos, I go, I'm going to do these things just to upset you. Look at those. And whoever said I was passive aggressive, they're totally right. Oh, another plique azure one. Carved carnelian in the center, and look at the translucent enamel. The sunlight goes right through that. You know what? We're going to run out of light. So before I do, let me scoot this out of the way. And please come over for that video, which will be happening very soon. I did that. I did the insect brooches maybe about a year and a month or so ago, and I need to do an updated version and talk about the quality of things to look for, what to buy, what to sell, what to keep, what to sell, how to invest in a collection. Let's look at some of these cards. Let's get into these. And I just want to flip through this book with all of you. Look at that one for that, again, that anthropomorphic. I guess I'll just open this up and we'll do it this way. I really don't want to take them out of their folders just because it'd be very difficult to get them back in order. So I'll get the glare off of all of them. Look at that black cat and witch. And look at the automobile. Again, anthropomorphic, turning fruit into a human and turning a watermelon and like lemon slices into a vehicle. So you know why these are so collectible? Limited numbers. They were ephemera, they're paper. Look at the wear at the corner there. We don't want to see that in such cards, but we do forgive that with most postcards. Again, high-end collectors, they want them perfect. They want them unused. They don't want them postmarked. I wanted the opposite. I wanted them in relatively good condition, but I also wanted them to be postmarked because, after all, it's a postcard. It was a sentiment of love. It was sent in the mail. Like toy marbles. You know, I understand the collectors that want a pure, wet mint, onion skin marble that's German. I understand that someone wants the best Christensen flame marble, toy marble that's in perfect condition that's worth $700. You know, I would settle for the version that had a small chip for $200. Small chips because they're toy marbles after all. Postcards are meant to be sent in the mail. And let's take a look at the back of this card and see if this is postmarked. And again, I so appreciate you joining in. And for those people, please, you know, please don't click off the video just because it's not jewelry. Please stay with me and stay on the journey. And let's talk about such beautiful things out of my collection. This one was postmarked in 1910. And look at that old stamp. Absolutely incredible. And I had a very long night last night. And if I do sound tired in the video, it's totally true. I'm very, very tired out. Let me make sure I get that back in there so I don't bend anything. Always watch the corners of the cards and watch the surface wear on the front. Postmarks to the front I tried not to do. Look at that one with the pumpkin. This one was a favorite. I think if you screenshot this one and look it up online, I think one similar on eBay was like around I think the last time I checked was like $120, $125. But again, those anthropomorphic heads of lettuce that were turned into, you know, creepy Halloween, monsters, per se. Ellen Clapsaddle was a widely made card by Ellen Clapsaddle, which this is one. Always look in the corner for the maker. There was Tux, Ellen Clapsaddle, there were so many others. And again, I'm by no means an expert in antique and vintage postcards, but this collection came in to the flea market, and I had an opportunity. Look at the face in the tree and the owl, and that saying on the tombstone, scared to ye memory, oh jack-o'-lantern, and that says Halloween. And look at the detail, the mushrooms in the corner, that black cat peering around the corner going after the black spider, the owl. Look at the moon, and check out the face in the tree. Look at the graphics of such cards, and the colors are magnificent. This is another personal favorite. I sold a card like this. I did sell it for $95. I think this one was from 1910, I think. Let's see here. Or was it postmarked? No, it's dated October 29th, 1910. So there you go, and check out the back of the card and the sentiment that they wrote on there and sent that in the mail. Check that out. Like that cool ghoul and skeleton riding on that ferocious black cat, leaving a trail of jack-o'-lanterns and that awesome owl. Look at the witch on the moon. It's got so much going on for it. Don't you love the graphics of such vintage cards? Leave me a comment down in the comment section and let me know what your favorite part of such cards are, if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate it. I think, let's just keep going. I think there's about, oh, another favorite. The bat with the firecracker and candles. That is candles. It's not a firecracker. That's candles on the jack-o'-lantern. I have a card that has firecrackers on it for the 4th of July. Look at that one. Those kids with the pumpkins on the forest. And again, another black cat. You know, just like Jeremy's Morticia. Everybody needs a black cat. Let me keep, oh, I didn't do it in the right way. Let me keep these in order. And I know you all don't mind when I have a little blunder like that. You always are so kind to bear with me. I just don't want to have to slip all of these out because it would be very difficult to get them back in order. And I do presentations on this collection very frequently at the libraries and the historical societies. Check that out. I hope you're loving them. The Witch and the Cauldron and the Black Cat. Check that out. I'm brewing now for you a charm. 'Twill bring good luck and save from harm. Love that sentiment. Witch with the cauldron, the black cat, the corn, the owl, the jack-o'-lantern. It's got everything going for it. Ooh, another favorite. Look at the border. The bat and the owls and the cat with the ruffled collar and the bell. Look at those two, male and female jack-o'-lantern people with the corn bodies. They have bodies that are made out of corn. I do get very excited about these because I haven't had the opportunity to show you so many other portions of my collection besides the jewelry portion. And I just so appreciate you allowing me the privilege to show you some of these really wonderful cards. I think in this album there's 108, and should I admit it now and tell you I have 2 albums? I do, I have 2 albums, and I bought them back in the day when they weren't very expensive, and now they are through the roof. I could never replace this album for less than, it would be several $1,000s. I'm sure an expert out there is going to do an additive process and put it down in the comment section below, and I would love if you would do that because they're all magnificent and there's no reprints or reproductions. Please watch that there are facsimiles of such cards, and the way you can tell that by the card stock, that they're not die pressed, that they don't have age around the outside, and the card stock, like I said, does age. Plus the back of them, you can tell the graphics are blurry. There's a certain pixelated quality to the reprints, so please make sure and be careful that you're not buying reproduction cards because boy, you could really get tricked. I've seen some great ones, and I've not made that mistake yet. I'm sure that I can eventually, but I've yet to make that mistake. Look at the pumpkin peering around that haystack. I love these cards. I just go crazy. Like that one. I can't get enough of them. I really can't. I want to look at that side again. I just can't. I can't get enough of them. I love these cards. And like I said, Ellen Clapsaddle, there is a mechanical card, and I guess I should talk about the ebb and flow of this as a collectible. I'm not sure at the recording of this if the value is up, down, or if it's flatlined. Most collectibles in antique and vintage holiday have really either stayed the same or have slightly elevated. I've not seen a major, here in Ohio, I haven't seen a major decrease in value. So let's say one of these cards was selling for, a Clapsaddle card was selling for, let's say this card was selling for $65. It might be $48, it might be $75. So it's right within line to talk about values. If you have, it's always, that's what I want to say too, it's always willing buyer, willing seller. Meaning if someone has an emotional connection to this card and they love it, you might be able to get more for it as an emotional buy. They might shop around and not feel like they, quote, have to have it. If you have the person who has to have it, you can name any price for certain things, really. And I've seen that for a long time in this business. Let's look at the back of this one. I think this is, oh, it is in a protective sleeve. It was never used. Look at that. And see, you can tell that that card's authentic. See where the face is pushed through that card? And you can tell that the graphics are, in fact, turn of the last century, circa dating 1900, 1910. And you could tell that that graphic is very strong. The letters are very crisp. There is a certain crisp quality of this. I would recommend getting a reproduction card and getting an authentic card and train your eye to authentic and reproduction. Do that with jewelry. Do it with Bakelite bracelets. Do it with rhinestone pins. Do it with Victorian. Buy the original that you know is authentically old and buy a reproduction for less money so you see the difference in construction. Once your mind absorbs that information, as a visual person, I can't forget that information. Once that's there in my mind, I always remember it. I've done this so different over the years, and I've always tried to tell my people I don't do things the way other people have done it. And that has been both an advantage and disadvantage, but an advantage to get me through the last 30 years of making a tremendous living at this buying and reselling, and also having the availability to then keep some of these amazing collections intact. I think that card is easily in that condition without any bends to the corners. I mean, that is like a 9 out of a 10 if I don't say so myself. I would say on that one, boy oh boy, you're, oh my gosh, I would say 125 to the right collector, and on a bad day maybe it's 75, and on a great day maybe it's like 165. So love that card. I really, I guess I should at times just show the things and not say anything. I should just let you take it all in and listen to the crickets. That's so hard for me to keep my mouth shut. Oh, look at this one. Oh, I think this is the fortune-telling one. Look at the courting couple by a candlelight and the witch in the corner. What does that say? Oh, listen, little one. On Halloween, take a candle and look into a mirror. Then over your shoulder, you'll see your future hubby's face and feel it too. He knows it's his cue. In the excitement, the candle goes out, and of course this affair must be pre-arranged to be successful, for the witches are busy and can't tend to everybody. Oh, you kid, I love that. Halloween, that is such a really neat card. Let's take that out. And if you heard people walking on the street, that's because I am outside. And like I said, I hope the daylight cooperates a little bit longer, because I didn't want to be inside doing this. I wanted to be outside. That was postmarked in 1911. And look at the sentiment on there, that someone wrote a very private message to somebody else. And check out that card. Little bend to the corner. Let's see here, a little bend to the corner there. So that would take it down, that would take it down into like the, more circulated style card because of the postmark. And still the graphics and the way that's embossed. Every detail's pushed into that paper. And I hope you can see that to where that's authentic. I'm not sure that they're doing that on reproduction cards. They very well might be by this day and age. But again, I've been out of this for quite a while. I think I bought this collection and then I added to it, but I bought the main collection, I think 15 or so years ago. I really am lagging. Let me go. Let me just go. Black cats and owls. Need any kiddos with the Halloween outfits and the jack-o'-lantern? Unbelievable. And a black cat and another wise old owl. Let me get the glare off of that one for you. So hopefully you can read the sentiments there and some of the quotes. These inspired me also with their construction in their composition, the balance of these cards, the graphics of these cards, the color of these cards, and the details of these cards. We just don't see that in greeting cards these days. Now, there's some amazing greeting cards that I've seen and that I've received in the mail as friend mail, but look at the quality and the complex nature of all that consideration. The border with the little stars, the sweet little detail of the moon peering around the corner of that card. As an artist, this really tugged at my artist heart. And as just paper, I find them to be so much more fascinating than just paper. Again, that kid speeding on a broom. Look, you can see the motion in that card. You can see the gesture. Look how cool that is. Just fascinating. Miniature works of art, and it took artists to do the originals and to make that as an original piece of illustration art, and then a company so carefully then printed these cards. What on earth? One of my favorites again. What is that card worth? I'm not sure these days. Is it over 100? I would think it is. Do I know for sure? No. Is the man in the moon with the witches doing their dance around a pumpkin with the bat flying? Is that a $100 card? To me, all day long. You know, to another advanced collector, they would say, oh, there's a little flaw, and that one would be worth 65. And I would say, is that life-altering? Is that something to fight over? No, it's most certainly not. And we all have our preferences with things. I've always felt, like I've said, different in the business. Oh, it's missing the corner on that card, but I still love her all the same. I don't know if I could find that one in really perfect condition for what I paid for that card back in the day. I think this entire album, with a very few additions, I think I bought a postcard collection. There were 3 albums of Christmas. There was 1 album of Thanksgiving, 1 of Easter, 1 of New Year's Eve, 2 of New Year's Eve, 1 of St. Patty's Day, 2 of Easter, the person loved the Easter ones, 4 of the birthday greetings, which are great floral that are fantastic, but they're not worth, tremendous amounts. Maybe those cards are like between $2 and $4 a piece, even though they're gorgeous. And then this album, but when I sold over half of the collection, all of the albums that I have remaining are now free. They're all paid for, but I think that this one is filtered or factored into the collection at $450 way back when. Before it was like I said, a fad or a thing. It's always kind of been a fad or a thing. This one was a favorite. I have 4 of this card because I'm a nut, and it's, the glare. Look, they're Halloween nuts. Look at how cool those are. They're little acorns that are made into people, The whimsy of such things. Does that not make you smile? Because it sure does with me. I loved this one too. That kind of frightful card. Unfortunately, the postmark made it onto the front of that one. So would I like to upgrade that one? Probably eventually, but maybe not. And then let's do the back of that one. Look at the color and the saturation of the graphics. Hope you're enjoying this. And I hope you don't mind that little bit of glare I'm getting on these are archival pages. And this person took great care. That one's so cool. Look how whimsical that is. Oh, check that out. Look at that old style lamp and the old style table. Unreal. And the heavy drapery and that, mischievous little kid, pulling a prank on probably his mother or his grandmother. And look at the portrait on the wall, the attention to detail. Absolutely so cool on that card. And we've got a little bit more to go, so just bear with me. And I didn't think I had duplicates, but look, I think that's a duplicate from earlier. And look at that one with the mirror and the witch and the black cat. Again, there's your saying. So many times I've used these cards for inspiration in color combinations and just there. Look at the intimacy of the jack-o'-lantern and that little girl, almost a Red Riding Hood in a way. Look at how adorable she is with her tiny little antique bonnet and her little linen dress. These kids carving a pumpkin. I'm sure we wouldn't let kids do that today. Not with a knife, not sitting on the floor. Look at his cute little outfit. And look at her watching over him to make sure he doesn't cut himself. That's awesome. And this is one of my favorites. That's an Ellen Clap saddle signed in the corner. And that's like the one that I have that has a mechanical arm, and the clap saddle that has a mechanical arm. That used to sell for crazy money back in the day. I knew a person that paid for a mint condition Ellen Clap saddle with the pumpkin on the hand that goes over the face. They paid $800 for that postcard. I have the one that I have, and I paid $100 for it. So the value has come down a little bit. I just lost that card out of there. I think that's the universe telling me, show them the back of that card. Look at the fountain pen too. And we don't know how to write in cursive these days. Now, come on, let's get a grip, Let's be real about it. Cursive should absolutely, positively still be taught in school. That's just my opinion. And I am entitled to my opinion on my channel. And I think that cursive is very important. How are you going to sign your name if you don't know cursive? How do you sign your name? Do you just print it then? Awkward and weird is all I can say. Check this out. Unbelievable color on these as well. Look at, that's another favorite. I have so many favorites. Look at these little, come on. Look at these little pumpkin creatures, little gourd men, and check that out. Look at the way that's constructed by candlelight. And that's what I should have done. Oh, I forgot to show you the back. Wait until you see the one on the top. You're not going to want to go anywhere. Don't leave just yet. Look at that one. That's the blimp, the dirigible with the pumpkins in the basket. And check out those metallic stars on the sky. Look at the way that's constructed. Absolutely incredible. Cross-collectible. So you have the Halloween lover and you have the military person who loves blimps. Cross-collectibles are a way to go. That's always a way to invest in a collection. Check that one out. Let me let you see the graphics. Hopefully you can read that one. And I'm not going to stay on but a couple more minutes. I wanted to try and keep this around 25 minutes. So I think I'll go 30 and then oh yes, I think I'll go around 30 and then say, before the mosquitoes come out and eat me alive, because I'm made out of pure candy corn, I want to say thank you so much for joining in and for taking this little journey with me, because I've been wanting to do this. I waited a whole year to do this video, and last year I ran out of time during Halloween, and I was late, and I don't let... That steals my heart right there. Maybe that's the thumbnail. Maybe that's the thumbnail for this video. Maybe, just maybe. That's what I should do. I should do a poll, and I should have you all vote on a thumbnail for the videos to help me get great exposure on YouTube. Let me hold the bottom of that. Check out that one with the awesome pumpkin faces. The man in the moon. The moon has always been my friend. Always will be my friend. We're almost done. I think we made it through 108 postcards. How did we do that? Because I'm pedaling faster now. Look at that one. I hope you're all taking it in. What a great documentation of some of these antique and collectible cards. And I think you can tell now why people go so crazy for them. Let me adjust the camera and make sure we're focused. There we go. Almost. There we go. Now we're focused. Look at that black cat border. All the way around. I said yes. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We're running out of daylight. Ooh, a duplicate. I can sell that one. A duplicate. Yeah. Love the graphics on that one. So plain, so simple. Gray on gray. Loved its directional nature. Look at that lover one. Absolutely incredible. Best friends. Black cat and a wise owl. Yeah. And I had a black cat when I first moved into my house. I loved that cat. She couldn't take him with her when she left the house. And I told her, I said I'd be honored to have him. And I had him for 5 years after she left. And he was my dear, dear friend. He was my companion. He stayed in the studio with me when I worked. And he would watch me metalsmith. And he was fascinated. He also loved being outside. Who am I kidding? This one was so cool with that ring in the cake. You know, that ring inside of the cake, that old time ring inside of the cake. And then you find your lucky husband. Look at the mirror with the black cat. And again, that one. The way these cards are constructed, again, I should have talked value through the whole thing. I should have went there. I should have done some research to help you all out. But I hope you're just enjoying the graphics and enjoying a little bit of time with me. The black cat again, of course. Boy, oh boy, they keep going. I didn't know. Look at that one. Yeah, look at that one with the devil in the corner. Look at that. And check that one out. Oh, the masquerade one. Yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. The masquerade one is pretty epic. All right, I think this is not the last page. All right, we're down to the last 2 pages. Let's roll. There's that one. I have to hurry because I'm at 29 minutes. People are like, no, take your time. It's like, no, I'm running out of daylight. It's getting too dark. What? I don't remember this one at all. Love it. And this one was a favorite. I could also use that for the thumbnail. The hot air